for a limited time, $1 gets you full access to all the automotive industry news and content CBTNews.com has to offer. CBT News. Subscribe today. Welcome to CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here at CBT News. I'm Jim Fitzpatrick, sitting in for Bridget. Here are today's top stories. 2023 U.S. Electric Vehicle Experience Ownership Survey by J.D. Power revealed that surprisingly, Tesla did not top the list for the best EV ownership experience. According to J.D. Power, the Rivian R1T pickup truck rates first overall among EVs and among premium brands for its driving and interior and exterior appearance. Mini Cooper Electric ranks highest among mass market brands. Yesterday, Stellantis announced that its 3 plants in Kokomo, Indiana, will receive a total investment of $155 million to develop new electric drive modules that will be installed in electric vehicles manufactured in the U.S. Stellantis hopes that by 2030, battery electric vehicles will account for 50% of company sales in the United States. Additionally, the company intends to introduce more than 25 BEVs to the U.S. market over the next 7 years. Despite the fact that vehicle loan delinquency rates have declined since the pandemic's peak, Ford has applied for a patent to simplify the repossession process, especially for banks. According to the patent, the system would be capable of, quote, disabling a functionality of one or more components of the vehicle. This includes the door lock mechanism, which can create a lockout condition. These features could be installed on any future model in the automaker's lineup with a data connection. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is Amy Phillips, who's the dealer principal of Griffin Motors in Pennsylvania. We'll be right back.
Delivering the news dealers count on for 10 years. Subscribe today and join thousands of other automotive professionals. CBT News, 10 years strong.
62% of all cars sold in the U.S. are bought by women, and they influence more than 85% of all car purchases, according to data from Cars.com. So why aren't more women working in the retail automotive industry? To gain some insight into this question, I sat down with Amy Phillips, dealer principal of Griffin Motors. Today on Diversity in Automotive, Amy shares her story and her advice for other women considering careers in the automotive industry. Check it out. You know, I opened up this segment by asking, why don't we have more females in this great industry that we're in? From your perspective, and I think you're uniquely qualified to answer this, why do you think that is? Why do you think we can't attract more females into the auto industry on the retail side?
I think it's all about perception. I was very intimidated and very afraid when I started back in 03, 04 and going to those meetings and dealer meetings and manufacturer meetings. And I was the only woman in the room. I was very young and I was very scared.
Yeah.
And as time's gone on, I've just realized that the men are just as happy to have me there as the women.
Sure.
I was intimidated more from myself, from no one else.
Yeah.
And I think that we just need to get more women out there to show other women that it's possible,
right,
and that it's not just a male-dominated place. And I think it should start, I do some training and some mentoring in our local high school, just to show them that women can run businesses and be successful even in a car business.
Sure.
And I just think that that's more helpful if they just see more women out there doing it.
Do you think that do you think you have to make any fundamental changes as retail dealers to attract women? And what I mean by that is maybe an easier schedule, something that's not 60 hours a week, and maybe a compensation plan that says, hey, don't worry, you're going to make 35, 45, something like that per year, even if you don't sell something, while you learn how to really hone your skills in selling, if in the event they come in on the sales side. Do some changes have to be made in that area, do you think?
I think it would be helpful. I think that the schedule definitely scares not only women, but more of the younger generation who have more of a work-life balance.
Yeah.
I think that for women, it's afraid if you want to raise your family, you're going to miss the dinners and the doctor's appointments and all of that. But it's On the sales side, there is some flexibility, and I think that we let our employees take time off when they need time off to help their families go to doctor's appointments. And,
Sure.
I feel like if they're at their kids' sporting events, they're going to make just as many contacts as they are sitting on the showroom floor waiting for an up to come in.
Right.
And in a small town, that helps
right.
out a lot.
Well, that's a very good point.
So we let them do that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And I think that that's the benefit of living in a small town with a small town dealership. The more that they're out, that helps sell cars more so than just staying on the showroom floor.
That's right. Be sure to watch that interview in its entirety right here at cbtnews.com. That's a wrap for our show today, but we invite you to join us right back here tomorrow morning for all of the latest news and trends impacting the retail automotive industry. Follow us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Jim Fitzpatrick, sitting in for Bridget. Thank you so much for watching. Go out and make it a great day. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content. Join the #1 most watched newscast in the automotive industry. CBT News. Subscribe today.